Hello, BrandsPickled is here. Today we are here with a new Minecraft server plugin tutorial, and today's plugin we are doing is called the RestrictedCreative plugin. This is a plugin basically what customizes your creative mode, so different inventories, different XP, different potion effects for each game mode. You can do a lot of features, so you can do like stop players placing a certain block, interacting with a block. They will start creating a wither, just anything related to creative. So if we just go over here and go to that main command what's on the board, and you can see it says RC help. So if we just normally just type RC, this will actually change our game mode. You can in fact change all different stuff for this. So for example, GMC is also the same because it's overwriting essentials. You can disable that in the config file, so I'll be showing you that later on, as well as, like I said here, if we do RC help now, it will show you a bunch of commands, so RC reload, RC convert. So if you are using, was using shared control, creative control, there's another one, world inventories, I think it was. Basically, you can convert that data from your SQL database all the way over onto this plugin because it's more up to date and it is constantly getting updated. The next one is blocks, so you can add blocks to your blacklist or your whitelist. So again, that's easier in the config file. I'll be showing you how to do that, as well as your last command here, which is very big for security reasons. I am sure I want to delete all plugins data from the database, so that literally just deletes everything from the data on that database. So let's go over to the Spigot page. So here you can see that it will tell you about the plugin, so obviously the description of it. You can see here it's also a premium plugin, so you unfortunately have to pay for this plugin. It's €4.99. It is quite new, but it's very up to date and it's got good reviews. As well as here, the features. It is very lightweight, very customizable. There's obviously, you can edit all messages. You can do permission bypass. It's supported by SQL database. Again, it's supported with WorldGuard. It can be disabled in worlds. Separate creative inventory and XP and potion effects, like I said previously. So when you connect back to the server, it will go back to the default game mode, what's in your world. When you go in creative mode, they put basically armor on. Track place blocks, so when you place a block in creative, it tracks that. So if someone is in survival and breaks that block, it will say, no, you can't break this block because it's been placed in creative, or it will just break and it won't drop that item. The next one is interacting, so this will stop people accessing chests or minecarts or item frames, etc. Like it says there, you can't rotate item frames. Disable animal breeding, and then your middle mouse button, so you can't make a stack of stuff. Jesus. There's a lot of this. There's a lot, and it's very awesome. I like this plugin a lot. You can disable dropping and picking up items, disable commands, disable PvP and PvE, so people in creative can't attack mobs or players. Disable using /placing blocks, and as well as breaking, sorry. Disable throwing and shooting items, so you can't shoot arrows or bows, well that's the same thing. Snowballs and ender pearls. You can disable creating withers, so golems as well as iron golems. And possible uses, this basically can be used for competitions, like it says here, as well as for economy reasons. So if you've got an economy server and you want to give away game mode, this will be perfect because you've got different inventories. They can't sell the blocks in the shop, which is in the config file by default. And yeah, it's very useful for economy servers. So if we just click on this link here on the wiki page, it will show you all the commands. So you got your RC, so that changes your game modes. Then you got your reload, which reloads the config file, and then you've got your I am sure I want to delete all data from database, so this will delete everything with data from your database. And then you convert commands, so CC is your creative control, game mode inventories, shared control, and then convert with SQL. So if we go back to this page and look at our permissions, many of these are groups, so these three children permissions here, if you just type in rc.star into like admin, they will get all the commands, all bypasses, and all commands to do converts. The next one is commands, so this to allow people to basically do all the commands which is related to this plugin, as well as bypass. So if you want players to PvP in creative, you just give them that command. And then there's loads of just single permissions here which you can see, and that's basically it on this page. So you got your API, you config the video which is being recorded now. Java 8 is needed, same with Bucket, Spigot, or Paper 1.8 to 1.12. If you are using protocol lib, world edit, or world guard, remember to set these to true in the config. Here's a little information how to start. Then you test your server, then upcoming, and that's basically it. Basically your feedback, which is all 5 stars up to now, which is awesome. And yeah, if we just go to our config file now, so we go to our plugin area, so this is this, and then go to restricted, and you can see here we've got two files. You've got your config file and your database file, your flat file, or SQLite file, it would be better. So config file here, so if we just edit that now, and you'll see there is a bunch of stuff, which is very simple and very easy to edit. So the first thing here is your database. So database, it depends on how many people you have. So if you've got 50 to 60 people, we recommend you to put it on an SQL database. If you got a bit lower, so around about like 10 to 30, keep it on your server. But you can put it on an SQL if you've got one. It doesn't hurt. But we say this because if you've got 50 to 60 people or more, basically every single player has got like their own little file, and so if they've got two different inventories, so creative and survival, they have to save obviously your inventories and has to, so there's like 9, 18, 27, 36 slots on a player's inventory. So if you had like a whole inventory full of like diamond gear, what's enchanted, every single ID is different. So obviously the ID number, the ID data, the ID enchantments, the ID lore, and the ID name, the item name, sorry, and the item lore. It has to save that, and that's only one item. So if you had like 36, I think I said, 36 items of all them features, that's going to be quite a big file for the player file. But that doesn't include the place in the blocks. 1 second, Minecraft, for some reason it's raining now. Let me just change that. So yeah, it tracks the blocks as well. So this basically, so imagine like 50 to 60 people, individual person has that. It's going to keep stack and stack. And if you had that just on a SQLite, so on your actual server, it's going to take around about 15 to 20 seconds to actually load it on your server because it's so much data. But yeah, that's if you've got a database. So the next one is convert. So if you are using creative control or shared control previously, this will actually convert the data from your database and actually put it on the restricted creative database, which is very awesome. So the next one here is the general. So track blocks, obviously that's true, and then automatically saving, so 6,000 seconds. The next one is world edit, and the world edit is basically, this is very, very useful. I'm going to change this to true because it's so good. It's a very good idea and it's very helpful. So world edit is basically when someone world edits a house, players can't actually destroy that house because it's classed as creative. So if someone tries to break a bit of that house, it won't drop, or it will give them a message saying this house was made in creative, and they won't be able to get the blocks. The next one is separate inventories. Obviously you have to keep that as true, because if not, you can change it as false and have the both in the same inventories. Like for example, I've got separate inventories for mine, but my staff didn't want separate inventories, so I gave them the bypass permission, which I'll show you here. So your bypass permission, so separate inventories is here. I just gave them that, and basically they have only got the one inventory. So if we go back here, remove invalid items, just keep that as false. Disable in world, so if I don't want it in the nether, I'll just put in world nether. So here's the thing what I was talking about earlier. This is the changing your game mode, so it's interacting with Essentials. So this plugin's in top Essentials, so Essentials GMC is not working. So if you want Essentials to work, you literally just delete these four commands, like so, and you just save it there. But if you want to add one, just literally just do. So if I want to do, for one, just like CRE to go into creative mode, and just do it like that. Remember to put it in the speech marks as well. If not, it will not work properly. Like you can see here, it will go in the black text. You need it in the blue text, like so. So the next one is region. So if we put that as true, and you make a region in game for a certain area where people can build in creative, you basically make that region in creative. Remember what you named it. Set this as true, and put in the whitelist area here the actual region name. So the next one is armor. So when you go in creative, you will actually wear armor, leather armor, and this number is actually in fact red leather armor, if I'm correct. So permissions. So this is for your permissions. So if you want to enable permissions, obviously you put true, so you can have your own permission nodes. And for now, I'm just going to keep it as false. So for the next one is disable. So this is to disable your interaction, so your inventories, so your entities as well, so item frames, chests, etc. Then your breeding, so you can't breed any mobs. Your next one is your items, so you can't drop items, pick up items, or throw items. And then the next one is your command, so you can't buy or sell items or do /chest, which is like an vault command. So if you have got like a vault plugin, so when you do vault, then a certain number. So if you just literally just do example vault, and that will disable the vault command when you're in creative mode. The next one is your combat, so your PvP, so you can't attack people, and then your PvE, so you can't attack mobs. I'm just going to change that so players can attack mobs. Actually, I'm going to keep that as true because of the example, like when you're killing the Ender Dragon, the creative player just literally can just kill the Ender Dragon, which is pretty OP, if I'm correct. The next one is creation. So Wither, that is disabled. You can't make that. Same with Stone Golems as well as Iron Golems. They are true. They've been disabled. So this bit now is your message section. If everyone's seen my previous videos, I do not like bold text that much. So I'm just going to reformat it like that. So chaos is in green, creative is in orange, and the arrows is in dark grey. All the rest is fine because I don't think there's no of bold text, like so. And here's your blacklist. This basically is the area what blocks the block of your creative menu. So if, for an example, you cannot place bedrock, end portal frame, TNT, or saplings. I'm going to add one here, and I'm going to add a beacon. Because if a lot of people place beacons, there's in the same area, it's going to lag your server. But Spigot has a way how they format items. So if you type in Spigot hub materials, and click on this first one, the API, and this will show you all the items in Minecraft. So, for an example, Ender Chest, which you can see then, because I did it for my server, is 2 different words. If you put it all as one word, it will give you an error and the plugin will not work. So if I'm just copy this, and I'll show you where I'll be putting this. So we got beacon. I know beacon is correct, because if we just type in beacon, it's literally just one word at the bottom here. If we just go back up here, it's right there. Okay, so in hands, so this is basically throwable items, usable items. So I'm going to add a water bucket as well as a snowball. Snowball is also the same, it's 2 words, like so. And then your on ground stuff, so example hopper, let me double check what it is. It's I think it's hopper minecart, and then is it chest minecart as well? Minecart. I don't know which one it is. Okay, and then we do hopper. Where's underscore? Minecart. Then we do our ender chest, and then do our chest. This stops people to hit a jukebox. You can see here. Right clicking flower parts, so they can't put stuff in the flower parts. They can't place signs. Hoppers, so they can't interact with hoppers, so they can't right click the hoppers. Same with hoppers on in the minecart, ender chest, and chests. And then the last one here is break. So I'm gonna again add a beacon, so players can't break beacons or bedrock or end portal frames in creative. And then you've got your whitelist, which shows you up here. It tells you about it. So if available values are listed here. And like here, if you couldn't find that link what I showed you about the materials, it's actually in fact right there as well. So if we just save that, and if I go to Minecraft now and type in RC reload, you can see there straight away, you can see it's reformatted. And if I type in GMC, it will say the essentials version. And then if I type in my command what I added, so CRE, you can see that command is working. So what else did we do? So we basically need to de-op myself, de-op BrandsPickled, and I'll be showing you the stuff. So if I just change my game modes, so menu add BrandsPickled to default. Did I de-op myself properly? Let me test. And then, okay, I don't have permission for that, so that's awesome. So that's good. So if I just give my permission to do a not manu add, it's man g add p default, and I'm just going to give my the player all commands in essentials, like so. So now I'm in creative, and if I try to place a bedrock, oh, obviously I won't be able to place it here anyway because I've got Townie. So if I just quickly op myself, that was my bad because obviously I've got another plugin interfering. So I'll just op myself and I just do Townie world toggle using Townie. There we go. And if I just de-op myself, I will not be able to place this in creative, like you can see here. And then your chest, you can place it, but you can't interact with it. I can't drop. It won't let me drop stuff. Another one would be awesome to add is furnaces. Totally forgot about furnaces. So we got that, and anvils. Anvils be a good one as well, so you can't interact. I'm just getting some stuff. Same with shulkers. I forgot about shulker boxes. We need to add that on as well. What else did we? Jukebox. Friable potions. TNT. Harper. So you can't place that. You will be able to place this if I'm correct. But you can rotate because it's obviously your one and what you place in creative. But if it was someone else's and it was placed in survival, you won't be able to rotate it. Then we won't be able to place saplings. Same if I just get a record now. So it's not a record, it's a CD. It's not a CD, it's a disc. Jesus. There we go. I can't interfere with it. And then you've got your leaping, which I cannot throw. So if I just put T, you cannot see, like so. Then same with that, and we obviously can place that, but we can't do that, as well as we can't throw our stuff in here as well. So yeah, that's basically the plugin. You can see as well different inventories. So yeah, that's basically the Restricted Creative plugin, which is very awesome, very easy to config. And if I just free up myself, nice. So okay, if you did like this video, remember to hit that like. Oh, look at that! I've got my armor. If you did like it, remember to leave a thumbs up. If you're new around here, remember to subscribe. If you need a plugin reviewing, remember to hook me up. Tell you in the comments, review this plugin please, and I will do it for you within a week or so, maybe shorter, because I need to revise it, as well as I've got many requests what I've got on my spreadsheet. So yeah, and peace.